eSIM Studios here. So if you want to upgrade the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth in a new laptop, so this is a new HP NVX 360 14-inch. Now I got the Intel Core 7. Comes standard with a Wi-Fi 6E Bluetooth 5.2 Wi-Fi card in here. However, if you want to improve your network performance, right? Intel sells a Wi-Fi 7 Bluetooth 5.4 card that you can install in your laptop. Now, even if you do not have Wi-Fi 7, because we don't, we have 6E. Even if you don't have Wi-Fi 7, this will still drastically improve your performance. I am going to show you how to install it. Very easy. This is what it comes in, right? Small little box. And this is what comes with it. So you can install this Wi-Fi card right here. Take out the old one, install the new one. Now, before you do that, you need to download the drivers for this specific chip. So this is the this is the Intel Wi-Fi card BE200. So BE200. Before you it says download the drivers from Intel's official website. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Download the drivers, install the Wi-Fi card, and then we're going to turn it back on, and then basically open up the drivers and then install them, or make sure that they're installed, right? So I am going to download the drivers right now, and then we'll turn this off, flip it over, open it up, and I'll show you how to install it. Okay, so when downloading the drivers, they give you a website to go to for this specific Wi-Fi chip. Went to the website, downloaded the drivers. You need to download two. There's the Intel wireless Bluetooth drivers for Windows 11, and then Intel wireless Wi-Fi drivers for Windows 11. There's four total. You only need two because the other two that not the two that I mentioned, but the other two is for IT professionals and/or business machines. So we're going to download these Bluetooth for Windows 11 and then Intel Wi-Fi drivers for Windows 11. Okay, now that we downloaded the drivers, what I'm going to do is we'll do a speed test, right? So this is on Wi-Fi 6E. So I have Ethernet plugged in because I installed Windows from a USB disk, a clean install of Windows, and I used Ethernet to connect to a network. But let's go ahead and disconnect the Ethernet. I signed into Wi-Fi. Now let's go ahead and do a speed test, right? And let's see what it's at with the Wi-Fi 6E, and then we'll do a speed test with the Wi-Fi 7 chip. Can y'all see? So what are we at? 515 megabytes per second download. $256 megabytes per second upload. All right. Now, let me turn this over, and we will open this up. All right, after you take the four Torx, which Torx is it? It's the T5, I believe. So after you take out the four T5 Torx screws, just simply take a pry tool. If you don't have one, you can use your driver's license, credit card, preferably a expired credit card because you might nick up the corners. But after you get those four Torx screws out, simply take off the bottom lid, right? And next step is to disconnect the battery. Always disconnect the battery whenever you're making any modifications to your machine. Once you disconnect the battery, Next step is locate the Wi-Fi card. Now, it's probably hidden under some materials here, but just remember, it looks like this, right? So I located this one. They're not all in the same place, right? So this one is right here. See, it's covered. Here's your SSD. I believe that is, or this might be the SSD, but anyways, yeah, this is the M.2 SSD right here. This is the cover for it. Now, the RAM is not expandable, soldered onto the motherboard, but we can change the SSD and the Wi-Fi card. So I'm interested in this Wi-Fi card right here. It's hiding underneath this sticker. So you just simply peel back the sticker, and we'll put the sticker back when we need to. But very easy, it goes in and out just like an M.2 SSD card, right? So what we're going to do is disconnect these two little wires, right? Power, ground, and then we are going to disconnect that screw, take this out, and simply put in the new one. All right, I disconnected the wire, so now I am going to remove the old Wi-Fi card by removing that screw that's holding it down. You can simply use the provided screwdriver that Intel gives you. And simply take this out, just like that. And this should just pop up. Just like that. And it just slides out just like that. So that's the old Wi-Fi AX211. It's just been a good Wi-Fi card. I've had this AX211 in my other machines, but it's time to upgrade to Wi-Fi 7. So we'll move this to the side. As you can tell, here's one of my old ones that I removed actually and upgraded. This is the AX200. In an old machine, I upgraded to a 2X AX211. But we'll simply take this sucker out. Right there. Whoops. Okay. Here's a new Wi-Fi 7 card. Make sure it's nice and clean. Make sure there's no lint or any debris on it. And we'll simply slide this in, screw it in, plug it in, and put it back together. Just like that. Now they gave me some screws, but these new screws appear to be longer threads. That's the new one. Here's the one that came with the HP. You see how much shorter the threads are? This is the one that came with the PC, in the PC already, and this is the one that came with the new Wi-Fi card. I'm going to use the old one because looking at the thread count in the machine, it looks to be short. It looks like that would be too long, so I don't want to damage anything. So we're going to use the existing screw. Now, I got fat old fingers, so it is hard to get these connectors back on in place, but don't push too hard. You'll hear a little and feel a little snap when it gets right into place. Just like that. Just a little snap. And you want to make sure they're nice and snug, but you don't want to force anything, right? I think that's good. And you'll know if you don't have it properly seated on there. Once you put it back together, once you turn it back on, You download the drivers, install the drivers, and there's still no Wi-Fi, or it says no Wi-Fi card or no Wi-Fi access and no network, Wi-Fi network, wireless network found, you'll know that probably one of these connectors is not on properly, or it came off in the process of you putting it back together, right? Real quick, let's see here. This is that's the SSD right here. 1 terabyte. Interesting. All right, let's put it back together. Now, when putting this all back together, you do want to make sure everything is all the connectors are snapped back in, because you have clips all around the side. You want to make sure each one is in properly. You want to make sure this is seated on perfectly correct. You want to put it back together just like you took it apart. So let me put the screws back in. And whatever you do, for the love of God, don't strip these screws. You want to get them in nice and snug. You can tighten it a little bit, but don't force it. And you want to reverse it. You want to go to the left like you're unscrewing it until you hear a click. When you hear the click like you're unscrewing it, then you go clockwise and screw it in, because that means the thread is catching in place. Just like this. I'm going to go left. Click. Now you screw it in. Just snug. Again, do not want to strip these. Trust me, I made that mistake years ago and never make that mistake again. Click. Now you can screw it in. And you want to keep the screws where you take them out. So these are technically the same length. So technically it wouldn't matter where you put them, but Lenovo, even if it's another HP product, Lenovo's have independent screws, for special screws lengthwise for different parts of the computer. Don't put them in the wrong place. That's another mistake a lot of people make. So just make sure you keep. I noticed these were the same length, but just by habit I keep them separated so I know where they go. Click, screw it in. All right, T5 Twerks. Now that the new Wi-Fi card is in, let's go ahead, turn it back on. Now, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my Ethernet, because the drivers, we downloaded the drivers, but we did not install the drivers. So I'm going to plug this into the Ethernet, turn it on, and then with the new drivers, we will install the new drivers, restart it, and we should be good to go. I'm going to pause it. Okay, we're back in. I know home screen's a mess. I restored from the data from one of my old PCs, and it threw on all this crap up here, so I'll deal with that later. But let's go to our download folder. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. So let's run the Bluetooth. I think you can. I don't think it matters if you run Wi-Fi or Bluetooth first, but I'm just going to do Bluetooth first. Run this driver. Yes. Yes. It's asking me, are you sure you want to update? Yes. Okay. I accept. We'll do the typical. It's recommended for most users. Install. It's installing. Bluetooth 5.4 makes a big difference too. So that'll be awesome. That means the signal strength is that much stronger. All these new flagship devices, like the S24 Plus, I'm filming on the S24 Ultra, all have Bluetooth 5.4 and Wi-Fi 7 in these S24s. And new phones moving forward, right? So I wanted to have the latest and greatest hardware on my PC. Finish. All right. Now we will go to Wi-Fi. Run as administrator. Yes. And we'll run network tests. But before we do, you got to restart it after you install these drivers. Now, this new Wi-Fi card allows for up to 5.8 gigabits per second download. Okay, I agree. Install. And I think Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 CPU devices can allow Wi-Fi 7, 5.4 Bluetooth, but especially on this next upcoming Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 here in a few months, it'll really have strong Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4. That'll be standard on devices, flagship devices. I'm talking about mobile phones moving forward, 2025 and beyond. Because there's just not that many Wi-Fi 7 routers out here available. So, we got that. Now, before we restart it, let's go to settings. Let's check for updates because it will recognize that Wi-Fi chip we have in there. Let's check for updates as well. If possible, the firmware update might need to be installed, a network firmware update. And then we'll also go to advanced. Security intelligence, go ahead and download that. Now, advanced options, there are no optional updates, so that's good. Go back here. Go back here. And it's taking a while to download. So I'll do that later. Let's go ahead and restart it. Now that we have now that we have the Wi-Fi drivers installed. Now check this out. You can get this on Amazon. I think on Amazon this Wi-Fi card, this Intel Wi-Fi 7 card was like $35. Trust me, if you want the absolute fastest, best network possible. Now, you're gonna want to upgrade your hardware. However, I don't have a Wi-Fi 7 router. I have Wi-Fi 6E. We're using Google Fi multi-gig router. That's a 6E. Now, we have Google Fiber and we're running the multi-gig router. Google is supposed to come out with new hardware, new Wi-Fi 7 multi-gig router here, I think in a few months. So as soon as it's available, I'm upgrading. And we pay for 2 gig download speeds. 2 gig download, 1 gig upload. So, here's the test. Let me unplug the Ethernet. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go to... Yep, see, we know it's working because the network says it's available. So I'm going to sign in to my network. And Bluetooth is now looking. That's good. That means the Wi-Fi card is getting power and is working. Connected. Good. Now let's go to Bluetooth, and Bluetooth should be searching for devices not connected. Let's go there. More Bluetooth setting. Good. I mean, it found my mini PC Bluetooth. So that's very, very good. Okay, so now let's disconnect that means the chip is working. So let's disconnect the Ethernet and let's test the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is connected, you can tell. Y'all ready? Let's go. Oh yeah, you see that improvement? So we got 857 megabyte download megabytes per second, and 209 upload. Now, the initial test was I think 527 download and like 100 something upload. So that's an increase of roughly, I don't know, 35-40% increase on the Wi-Fi download speeds, and then a nearly 100% increase on the about 75% increase on the upload speed. So look, I stream all day. Y'all know this for the YouTube channel, and then also for my online business. So it's imperative for me. Plus, I'm gonna upgrade to a Wi-Fi 7 as soon as it's available. So I thought, you know what, brand new PC, let's go ahead and throw a Wi-Fi 7 in there, new Bluetooth. I'm always connected Bluetooth. Bluetooth 5.4 is a huge upgrade from Bluetooth. From Bluetooth 5.3 from 5.2, kind of, it was more of a signal upgrade. The Bluetooth 5.4 to 5.3 is a huge increase on distance. So you can be farther away from your device and still have a very strong signal and still communicate between the two devices. I think it's up to 100 yards or something like that. Drastic increase. So that's a whole nother reason why I wanted to upgrade. Strong Bluetooth, strong Wi-Fi, and I'll be future-proofed probably for the next 12 to 15 months. Maybe 2 years. 12 to 20 months, something like that. So, yeah. So if you got any questions, give me a holler. I'm going to link this. Now, you can put this in Lenovo. You can put this in Dell. You can put this in... Look, time out. You can also put this Intel Wi-Fi 7 chip, a Wi-Fi card, in a PC that's running an AMD computer. You do not have to have a Intel CPU and run Intel Wi-Fi card, right? A MediaTek has a Wi-Fi 7 card. I tend to go with Intel. I installed this same Intel Wi-Fi 6E chip, not this Wi-Fi 7, but the previous model, the AX211, right here. I installed this AX211 Intel card in my previous 2 AMD laptops. All you have to do, it still works. All you have to do is go to Intel website, download the drivers, and install the drivers. So Intel Wi-Fi cards are compatible no matter, well, I'm saying no matter what CPU you have, but it's definitely compatible with AMD. So I know that was going to be a question. I forgot to tell you all that. So this Intel Wi-Fi card will work with either an Intel CPU or AMD CPU. So all you got to do is make sure you download the drivers, install them, follow my steps, and you're good to go. So peace out. Appreciate it. If you got any questions, hit me up in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Peace.